I'm Nancy Smith, and I teach first grade at Bentwood Elementary for the Olathe Schools, and I am the 2019 Ag Teacher of the Year. And I am here today to share a lesson for you that is one of the most versatile lessons that we have on the website that you can do. It's adaptable for all different grade levels, and you can get in a lot of different skills and a lot of different standards within this lesson. The lesson is called Farming in a Glove. When you look it up, it looks just like this on the website. The kits that you can get to go with it look like this, have most of the supplies that you need in it. However, this lesson is very adaptable to whatever grade level, so you can move seeds in and out and talk about different standards throughout the lesson. Now, these are not the only seeds that you can use. You can adapt this lesson to other seeds that might be in the area where you are living that your kids see on a usual basis. So one of the packets you have is wheat. Looks like this. You have a packet of sunflower seeds. You have a packet of corn. You have a packet of sorghum milo. And you also have a packet of soybeans. These are enough for your whole class to make a farm in a glove. So the very first thing you want to do when you get your seeds is to open up those seeds and divide your children into small groups. Give them a hand lens. It's best if each child could get their own. This is not included in their in the packet, but give each kid a hand lens and let them just explore with the seeds. Don't tell them the name of the seeds. Don't say where they came from. Just have them explore and engage with the seeds using the hand lens. The next thing that you're going to do after that is then talk about the physical properties of those seeds. This sheet is included in the website on the lesson plan. This is best if this is projected in your classroom. No need to run this off for everybody in the room, but it's great especially for your lower learners. It is going to tell them words that they can use when they are describing the size of the seed, words when they're describing the shape of the seed, the mass, the color, and the texture. Once again, you are not limited to only these words, but this is a great start. Then, as the children are looking at their seeds, they are filling out a chart. And I have just started to fill in one of them just to give you an example. I took the wheat seeds and I started saying that they were skinny, they were oval, they were brown, they were smooth, and they were light. Kind of forgot a step in between there. You will, at this point, before you do this, probably you're going to have students going, well, I don't know which one's the wheat. I don't know which one's the soybean. I don't know which one's the corn. Perfect time now to bring that vocabulary in and to talk about, well, what do you think? What do you already know? What do you know about this seed? What research can we do? If we don't know what seed it is, where can we go to find that information? So that will naturally happen before you start to do this sheet. So you fill this all in. Now you have a basis between your students to talk about these different kinds of seeds, where you might find them, what can come from them. Once again, you will naturally lead into the next part where you hand out plant cards to each group. The plant cards do not have words on them. They just have all of the pictures of the plants that the seeds come from. The children then start to say, oh, I think this is this, I think this is this. You start to do it as a class. Then you bring in, well, now once you have this plant, what food does it become? And they can start to do the matching with that. Then to pull it all together, then you have the pictures of the seeds. It's best to start with the actual hands-on seeds and then move to the pictures of the seeds. So they now have matched all of these together to show where our food comes from. So now is the fun part. The fun part is starting to do the activity 2, which is the farming in a glove. We talk about what are things that seeds need? What do they need to grow? What will help them grow? Make the class list or a class anchor chart of the things that a seed needs to grow, and talk about how we are going to do a farm today. We're going to plant 5 different seeds and we're going to plant them in a glove. So each student in the bag in your little kit that you get has a glove that comes in it. This is the perfect size, this kind of glove. Then you will have, each student will need 5 cotton balls. They will need the seeds put out so that they can come get their own seeds, and then some way to get those cotton balls wet. I have found in my classroom, when I let the students go to the sink to get their own cotton balls wet, they got them so wet and so hard that it was really hard to put them into the glove. I have better luck with using a spray bottle with water in it, and then they hold the cotton balls in their hand and they spray their own cotton balls. Plus, it's the funness of using a spray bottle. So I take my cotton balls and I get them so that they're a little bit wet, and I just set them over to the side. Before I put my seeds in my cotton balls that I'm going to make, I need to label my bag. So I put on there sorghum milo, I put soybean, wheat, sunflower, and corn, and I label these. Once again, think of your students. Your lower students, like mine in first grade, it doesn't work so well to have my kids write this way on the bag. We tend to write our words going this way. They need a little bit more room with that marker. So you kind of play around with that with your own class to know what to do. We do put our name in the middle of the bag, and then the bag is ready to go. So the next step is, if I have my wet cotton ball, I need it moist but not dripping wet. I come over, I take just a couple seeds. If it's a wheat seed, I'm going to probably take 2 of the little ones, and I'm going to poke them in there, and then I have my kids say you kind of want to envelope it, like it's a little cloud around it. So I'm going to kind of squeeze it shut like that, and then I'm going to take my glove, and it's best to do it on the table. So they put it on the table, and they start to very carefully put it down into one of the fingers. I have also found if I use tongue depressors, it helps to push it in there without the seeds falling out. So I push it down and push it down. And finally, my seed is down there with my cotton ball. So I'm going to do this with each one of the seeds that are in there. Also found that with the corn, it's a little bit harder, and so 2 cotton balls will work best with the corn since the shell seems to be a little harder. You push each of the cotton balls down into the finger. Now you've got 2 choices with the top. You can fold it over and tape it like I've done with this one, and then you can tape it on a window if you have a big window. You also could use the pipe cleaner that's in there, and you could twist tie the pipe cleaner if you're going to hang them from something. We've found that they stay flatter and a little bit easier to see when we tape them shut and tape them on a window. Another hint too is the spray bottle again. If you take the spray bottle and you spray some water in there before you do it, right amount of moisture, perfect for your seeds to grow. So you lay it up. And I just have a couple samples here to show you of some that have been germinating. Make sure you get that vocabulary in there. Germinating for a while so you can see that they're starting to sprout up. Fine line, you do not want these to mold. And so once you kind of start seeing the first sign of mold happening, that's the time to cut these apart. Take the whole seed, the sprout, the roots, whatever is grown, and the cotton ball. Take that whole thing to be replanted. Perfect time to do it is when you start to see all of them. And it's a great time to talk about, well, why didn't one of mine germinate and the other ones all did? Great conversations you can have with your class. Here's another one that has really grown up within there also. So it's kind of fun. The other thing that you need to do is to keep a journal of this. So here is a sample of something you could do. You do not have to do it this way. You can do a handprint. Your kids can make their own handprints on a page, and then they label what these are, and then every day, this would be day 1, and then day 2, and day 3. Every day, they can then draw what they are seeing, and they can measure it with a ruler, or if you have an alternative way of measuring, and then they can keep a vlog of what's happening with their farming in a glove. Within your lesson plan, there are lots of other ideas and discussion questions that are all ready for you, ready to go. And there's all the pictures that you need in color, and it's all ready for you to go. So I hope that you enjoy doing farming in a glove with your students as much as my students like it.